This week on 4 Wide Weekly, it was a busy week for the World of Outlaws late models and sprint car series as we take a look back at the past week. The World of Outlaws sprint cars made their highly anticipated return to Farmers City Raceway on Wednesday night, and it would be Kerry Madsen and Darren Pittman starting from the front row. The man on the move early on, though, was Donny Schatz in the STP car number 15 as he works his way past Sammy Swindell for the number 4 spot heading into corner number 1. Swindell would try to battle back on the inside but was unable to do so. A tremendous 3-car battle for the lead would shape up later between Kerry Madsen, Darren Pittman, and Craig Delansky as they would battle 3 wide around the Farmers City Oval. Madsen would hang on to the lead coming out of corner number 4. A lap 13 restart, however, would bunch the field up, and as they came down into corner number 1, Pittman and Madsen get together, collecting both Swindell and Delansky. That would hand the lead on over to Donny Schatz in the 15 machine, putting Brad Sweet in the Ollie's Bargain Outlet number 49 in position number 2. And Sweet would try to reel Schatz in down the backstretch into corner number 3, but Schatz would hold on for the win with Sweet coming home in second. Craig Kinser finished up in the 3rd spot ahead of Danny Lasowski and Brady Bacon.
Man, it was like a hornet's nest, and we needed to stay out of that situation, and that we did. When the race restarted, those guys were all beating and banging on each other around there, and I just stayed out of the way on the bottom and got through there. So it doesn't help to have guys fall out in front of you. I mean, we like earning these races. We've earned plenty of them, but we've had them go that way against us. So, you had to be smart, stay out of the trouble, and that we did.
Mother Nature would force the postponement of the Napa Auto Parts Outlaw Showdown at Eagle Raceway. That event will now be run on Wednesday, September 19. Saturday night, the series would take on the famed Knoxville Raceway, and Brian Brown would lead them down to the green, but turn 1 would prove to be a tough turn on this one. Craig Kinser flips at the bottom of the racetrack, joining him, Don Stroud Jr. and Rager Phillips flipping at the same time on the outside of corner number 2. All 3 drivers were okay. It wouldn't take long before the red flag was back out, and this time it was for Ian Madsen in corner number 2 on the restart. Eventually, the racing would gain momentum, and the battle would be for second as Sammy Swindell moves to the inside on Joey Saldana to take the runner-up spot. Swindell would then chase down race leader Brian Brown to take the lead going into corner number 1. Brown would try to chase Sammy back down and lap traffic later on as he uses that patented Knoxville cushion out of corner number 4, but Swindell was just too strong in the number 1 machine. He won the very first Outlaw race ever at Knoxville, and he won the latest as well, picking up the feature win. Craig Delansky would come on for second ahead of Joey Saldana, Brown, and Danny Lasowski.
The whole big game tree stands team, we just worked real hard all night. It was just, we were off some when we qualified 16th, and, we just had to keep working on it, and we kept trying different things, and, I still don't think we hit everything just right, but it's really close. So, it's a good base for us to come back next time and win another one.
Taking a look at the World of Outlaws Series point standings and riding their 3rd win of the season, Sammy Swindell is at the top of the heap. Donny Schatz with 3 wins as well sits just 7 markers back. Joey Saldana, Steve Kinser, and Craig Kinser currently sit in the top 5, with Jason Sides, Craig Delansky, Cody Dara, Lucas Wolf, and Chad Kemenah sitting as your World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series Top 10. From one famed track to another, the Winged Warriors next head to the high-banked half-mile Eldora Speedway for Outlaw Thunder, presented by Goodyear. And Eldora has been on the Outlaw schedule since the series started. Back in 1978, Steve Kinser won that first race and has 34 more Outlaw wins at the track as the all-time leader.
Eldora's a track that I've always enjoyed racing on, you know what I mean? It's just a fast racetrack. You don't have to be real heavy or anything to run good. It opens up, and that's probably one of my favorite racetracks there is.
Eldora's not easy. It's kind of, just kind of like you walk enough, you start to run, and that's about what Eldora is.
Eldora, I've always been pretty fast there the last couple of years, so we're definitely excited. I think we've got a great package for Eldora. I really like the joint. I think it suits my style.
One of my favorite places. It's a place where the driver can make a big difference there. And, you're running that fast and that close to the wall a lot of times. It's something that a lot of guys just can't seem to manage.
Yeah, it's feast or famine for me. I mean, I love racing there. It's an awesome facility, and always, got to go watch my dad race there a lot, and was always amazed at the speed and just the whole track and the atmosphere and what was going on there. So I definitely appreciate the place, and I love racing there. But it's definitely made me appreciate what I do, and if I really want to do it. So it's definitely a place that can make you humble real quick. I'm looking forward to it. I hope we come out of there with 2 good results.
Joey Saldana has captured the Outlaws' Eldora opener in each of the past 2 years. You can listen to every lap at the track live on your computer at dirtvision.com. Racing gets underway at 7:30 p.m. both Friday and Saturday nights. Coming up after the break, we check in with the World of Outlaws late models as they made some history.
The action, the battles, the excitement. Get ready for 800 horsepower of ground-shaking racing. Most Super Dirt Car Series Big Block Modifieds are coming to your town. Be there to witness the mighty Big Blocks.
Returning to Rolling Wheels Raceway Park for Dirt Car All-Star Weekend. Tickets are on sale now. All tickets include a free fan pit pass. Get your tickets now at RollingWheelsRaceway.com. Sunday, May 27th, Rolling Wheels Raceway Park, Route 5, Eldridge. Welcome back to 4 Wide Weekly. The World of Outlaws Late Model Series took to the North Alabama Speedway last week, and it was Josh Putnam and Brad Neat bringing the field to green from the front row, and Neat would take the lead going into corner number 1 and pull away from the field. But a series of cautions would bunch the field up, allowing Chub Frank to take a look at the inside, but Neat would shut the door. Chubb would then get a challenge for the runner-up spot from the 18 machine of Ronnie Lee Hollingsworth, but Chubb would be able to hang on to that runner-up spot. A late race restart in this one would give Rick Eckert the shot at second when Chubb went wide with 5 laps to go. But Eckert would not be able to catch the race leader. No one would have anything for Brad Neat as he gets his first ever World of Outlaws Series victory on tour. Eckert would come home in second, Chub Frank in third, Vic Coffey and Tim Fuller would round out the top 5.
This car was awesome tonight. I about messed it up there a few times. That cushion was bad news.
The series would then move on over to the 3rd mile high-banked Tazewell Speedway. And the front row would feature a rookie and a legend, Bub McCool and Scott Bloomquist. McCool would actually get the jump in this one, taking the early lead. Bloomer would put the heat on, though, but he was never able to get the upper hand and get past McCool. As McCool raced out in front with the lead, the heavy battle was further back in the field for position number 8 with 4 cars going at it, including the 32C of Vic Coffey. The battle for the lead would once again heat up as the leaders hit traffic. Bloomquist would try the inside, but McCool would once again hold him off. But as you look further back, the car on the move would be the 20 machine of the Osho, Jimmy Owens, working his way up to position number 6 from his 12th starting spot. McCool had never won a World of Outlaws race up until this point, leading from flag to flag. Bub McCool would hold off Scott Bloomquist to pick up his first career World of Outlaws Late Model Series win. Darrell Lanigan would come home in third ahead of Chris Madden and Billy Ogle Jr. rounding out your top 5. The race took just 10 minutes and 49 seconds, a new Outlaw record.
And you held off one of the best in the business in his own backyard, taking the candy from the bully. You beat Scott Bloomquist, Darrell Lanigan, 2 of the best in the business. You earned every lap of this thing, man.
Well, I knew he was back there, but this thing started rubbing up. I knew if I stayed right there in that rubber, then I didn't think he could get around.
Darrell Lanigan continues to hold on to the World of Outlaws Late Model Series point lead over defending series champion Rick Eckert. Shane Clanton holds down position number 3 ahead of Chub Frank and now Bub McCool, who jumps up into the top 5. Vic Coffey, Clint Smith, Timmy McCready, Mike Marler, and Pat Dorr are the top 10. Next up for the late models is the 311 Motor Speedway in Pine Hall, North Carolina on Friday night. Racing starts at 7:30 p.m. And then on Saturday, the series moves down to the Swainsboro Raceway in Swainsboro, Georgia for the Pine Tree 50, with racing getting underway at 8 p.m. Again, follow all the action live at dirtvision.com. Be sure to tune in next week to 4 Wide Weekly as we take a look back at the World of Outlaws Sprint Car and Late Model weekends.